Hello everybody and welcome to another vlog. Hey, today I got Les Mitchell with me again, a good friend and student of mine. He's been with me about 3 years. He's studying Bhagwan Shingi. But before he got to that point, when we first came here, I taught him the 5 archetypes. So he's come today with a question, and we're going to let him ask that question. So Les, thank you for coming.
Good to see you, Steve.
Hey, you too. And so what's your question today about one of the 5 archetypes?
Okay, well, Shuto. Can you show me Shuto in an application without killing me?
I might can show it to you, but I probably can't without. Maybe I'll just mildly hospitalize you. Okay, that's what. So no, we're good friends. We have a good time. He's had his bell rung a few times.
Yeah, a few times.
But no, not really. He's still amongst us. He's still living. You know what I mean? He hadn't lost too many brain cells. So what we're going to do, that's a really good question. Because Shuto, to me, is a derivative of Pichuan. So Pichuan is here. You know what I mean? It's a chopping fist like this. But this is done with in more of a vertical vein. Shuto from karate, and I'm experienced in Okinawan karate, was taught as a basic Kihan like this. Okay? So you're turning this over, bringing it back. This consists of something in Chinese martial arts called Beggar's Hand. When you, just like a beggar, you've got your hand out, you're turning it over, right? So that's what they call it. So that's very important to this whole move. So what you find a lot of new students do in a lot of dojos, and they persist right up to black belt level, and it's just quite frankly sad. What happens is they just pass their hands like this. But this is not the way Shuto was designed. Shuto was designed to employ this rotational beggar's hand from shoulder to shoulder, and then apply this swift. That's what Shuto is, like a swift strike. But that strike's not direct. Okay? That strike's coming using the rotation of your hip and shoulder to bring it from inside your shoulders. I never let students get outside their shoulders. So if I'm standing this way, I'm not going to get outside my shoulders. You see a lot of people fighting are outside their shoulder. That's not where you want to be. Okay, you created too much space, which relates to time, and so somebody can stop that, they can move, they can see it. That's what happens to a lot of kicks. They're telegraphed. They're not placed in context with a lot of other movements. So you're not paying attention to your opponent's awareness, what he's aware of. Always show him something and hit him somewhere else. So Shuto should be done like this. So you'd start out with your front foot, your hands here. You're going to turn this over and then roll it. So it might be on your center line. Think of this shoulder having a line and this shoulder having a line. And I'm going to shift my weight into my front leg and do this first. Because what this is a deflection of his attack. So let's say Les is standing here and he throws a blow. You see I've come over it like this. Let's say he does it on the other side. You see I've come over it and turned it, you see? So I've done this beggar's hand here. So this is caused a trap here. Now what if I come in here and try to hit him with this Shuto and he stops it? Well, then the beggar hand, it was coming back. But what it'll do now is it'll turn, it'll bring the elbows down, the beggar hand will come up again, and then now I've got 1-on-2. Okay? So that's what you have to understand about Shuto. A lot of applications for it. I'll show you the main block and counter. So what happens in a karate class, the way they're usually structured, is they'll teach you these basic movements. Then after you get up in rank a little bit, if the instructor actually knows it, which is sad, the quality that's happening nowadays. But what happens is he'll show you something like this. Let's say you throw this blow, and I come over here and boom. See? So there's a 1, 2, 3. Okinawan karate's got a real 3 count in most things they do. You've got a 1, 2, 3. And the way I was taught, you come in this way, and he throws that blow. I'm getting it on outside or even with the shoulder here. And I'm bringing it down, turning it over, trapping it, bring it so your hands wind up like this, and then I can come from the side like this. It's not exactly taisabaki where you actually cross this line with your center. So taisabaki would be more like if I could get to this point. But you're not really trying to do that in Shuto so much unless you zigzag the move. But if he throws this blow, here's the beggar hand, here's the Shuto that turns into a beggar hand. Now, to do that, I need to go this way and this way. I need to zigzag inside it, see? See? Then I've step, rotated, and replaced to do that. That's how that works. But now there's a lot of different variations. Let's say, for instance, he throws a blow and I bring it over here and he stops that blow right there. Now I don't want to zigzag through it. I want to come back on the straight line. So how do I do that? I can just pull this back and bring this hand up. So I can do it in reverse. So I can do a reverse Shuto. Okay? Which means this left foot's forward, but this right hand's in front. So you can turn it into a reverse anytime you want. Much like in Peachwin, you can do this, but you can also step and do this. You see, now you're in reverse. Okay, called an inverse or reverse. So if he throws this blow, I can be here this way. He stops that. You see. Now watch. See? So now I've done the Shuto like this. He stopped that hand. Now look, see, I can come back. I could hit like this with a palm or back up. Usually I just do it like that way. So he throws this blow. Here's Beggar Hand. Here's the Shuto. And here's Beggar Hand again and the Shuto. Because that got both hands. See what I mean? What if he grabs my hand? Beggar Hand again. You know what I mean? But you don't want to just stand here and do it. You want to put pressure on him this way. So I'm going to shift my weight and step. So he's really got my hand. He's holding it. He don't want me to move it because he's going to hit me with that hand. So as he does so, watch, I shift over here to Beggar Hand. Don't even move this hand at all. Now, once I get here, I'm Shutoing with this hand. This hand needs to turn into Beggar Hand. Look. So now I've got a fulcrum here that I can use against it. See, bam, and right back up again. Okay. So the secret to Shuto is the Beggar Hand. Students don't want to do it. They want to leave their hands like this all the time. But no, they've got to come around and flow back. See? So, but your whole body has to do it, not just your hands. You just won't stand here and do this with your hands. You want to move into him. Then whatever energy he stops this with, you can turn over. So you see, a Beggar Hand is a turnover hand. It's in Bagua. That's it's a upward rising hand, but it's got to fall first. You see, now it's an upward rising hand. You see, so whatever falls can come up. You can do it this way. You see, so he's like this. I'm here. So now it turns over. You see, now if it turns over this way, this hand will rise. If he stops this hand, it falls. And it doesn't fall straight down. It rotates. Just like my body rotates. That dissipates his force and returns his force with the same movement. Don't think in your mind, I do this, then I do that. That's not an advanced martial arts way of thinking. Okay? The advanced way is one movement in the fight. Just one movement. My teacher used to say if it lasts more than 4 seconds, you're just toying with them. You're just playing. So it should be one movement is done that way. When a lot of times in karate they taught kata, each movement stood on its own. And why? Because each movement should dissipate the force and strike your opponent. With enough of the force that he was putting against you, you're just really morphing his force and returning it to him. And in a more efficient way a lot of times. So can you do that through 30 Kihon? Can you do that through, 10 kata? Can you do that through 10 forms? Which are more than enough to learn that skill. Because you won't need that many movements in a fight. If you do, it's lasting longer than 4 seconds, I assure you. But you need that many movements just to be aware of all the different possibilities that movement can take when you are able to transfer raw energy into that movement. So what's my raw energy? It's sinking and turning. The classics say the secret to martial art, if there's a fault, they say it's in what? The legs and waist. What they mean by that is you're not storing your power or your gene in your legs. Okay, your dantian then sinks it down and it comes back through you. And that causes your movement. So you're not what they call floating. In other words, you don't have any connection to the ground. You'll see a lot of people jumping up and down. But in a real fight, you don't want to jump up and down. Because somebody really means to hurt you, he'll just run you down. Okay, you're wasting a lot of energy that way too. Nowadays, people don't fight one-on-one. You might be attacked by 2 or 3 people. Jumping around in one spot like a kangaroo on LSD is not the answer, okay? You want to be able to move into the attack. Because if you're doing that, you were just getting ready to fight. I never get ready to fight. I'm always ready to knock the hell out of you. And that's what you got to think about. So if he throws a blow, there's Shuto. If he stops this blow, you see, I'm coming after him. I'm not back here waiting to get his energy. I'm going forward to, just like you're catching a ball, I'm going out there to get the ball. I'm not going to sit here and let it just hit me. Sure way to drop it. You see? So if he's throwing a blow, I'm coming, into that. Now, what if I'm standing here and I don't see it in time? Well, what happens then is when he touches me, I have to rotate. So I'm standing here, he throws a blow. Whoa, you see I did that. So I'm not coming forward, but watch what happens when it gets to me. So put some pressure on it. See, it's rotating. Much like Shuto, right? So as soon as he throws a blow, but notice, when I turn, both shoulders are folding. I'm not opposing his arm, right? So as he pushes forward, watch, you see, I'm rotating that shoulder. So as I rotate that shoulder, I'm on a beggar's hand right here, see? And soon the fight will be over if I hit you right there. See? So you can be here, you see? You can be here. Now watch. Because when he puts pressure there, put all you want. Look. So what happened? He's in depth here putting pressure on, right? So watch my wrist. I'm just going to drop it, see? Don't take hardly any movement from me or any pressure or anything. I just actually move it. So I don't let him get on my spine through my dantian. So as he pushes here, I'll just roll my dantian. Where does the pressure go? You have none, see?
No, that's right. Nothing to push against.
Yep. So you see he's here, so bam. See what I mean? Now, if he tries to recover from that by picking his arms up, see, I feel that pressure on it, right? So I'm going to rotate off of it, take this finger, watch what I do with it. Hey, how much force did I use?
Very little.
You see?
Once your arm's locked, it can't go anywhere.
That's right. Once it's locked in one way, you're locked in that way, but you're also not able to move in the other ways. So I'm able to revert, change, you see. This is what push hands and Tai Chi, Rosho, and Bagua is supposed to teach you. So then you get to where you're just free flowing. See, now apply your Shuto. See, we don't see a beggar's hand. Everybody's scared to do this for some reason. You better be scared not to. See, so the first movement's, hey, I'm throwing the arm out and then flipping it. So that you get that kind of flip to it, see. You can see how my whole body's, see, I've got that's real Xingyi movement. But you're able to loosen your spine and whip the force from your legs into the ground. You're able to keep your knees pretty much scoring itself over your feet to the degree that you're not off balance. So you don't want to take your knee and really turn it out like this. A good way to get injury in the knee. Either the anterior cruciate ligament or the medial ligament, any of those, you can really mess up your knee really bad. So people are always saying, oh, I did martial arts till I hurt my knees. Well, you didn't have a teacher knowledgeable enough to make you keep your knees in a certain position or within certain parameters. Because you're not supposed to hurt yourself in martial arts. It's the opponent you're supposed to hurt. So if he throws this blow, you see, I'm not all over here and losing balance. I'm just around, you see. So he can put pressure on it, and then watch. The beggar's hand, as it turns, will get you. And one hand will get you. So the first thing you start with is this beggar hand. This hand's coming up in this configuration. Okay? So from the back side. So if he comes here, you see, hey, I can hit him with that back side without even turning it over into this Shuto. If you do, the strike should be right down here. okay, at this part of the hand right here. So not right on this bone. See, a lot of students want to just hit on that bone. You're going to wind up breaking that bone right there. I turn it in, okay, so that it's touching this part, you see. So it's like that. See that? So say he throws a blow, see, that's causing it to do that. Now, if I come out to hit you, you see it's here. You see where it's at there? So when I feel that right there, now watch what I can do. I can swap the hands and actually do a forward type Shuto. See, that's a rising palm that's coming up this way. Then it could chop. See, so it could hit once and hit again. You can hit and hit. You can cause this to flow in that loop. You see what I mean? So you're making this kind of loop between your shoulders. So that you can do it anywhere you want. Now what you're doing physically is you're rotating his shoulder, right? Because it's a ball and socket joint. You have to follow the physiology of the joints, folks. Understand their movement, or understand what they're designed to do. Your elbow's not designed to move like the shoulder, and the wrist don't move like, it moves a little like the shoulder and a little like the elbow. But it doesn't have as much hinge as the elbow, and it doesn't have as much rotation as the shoulder. So it makes it very versatile on the end, though, because, see, I can use it to do a thing called a hook. So you can hook with it, too. See, I can be here. So that hook brings you this way. I can swap the hand over here with a beggar's hand and then hit you. Let me watch this one. See what I mean? And as I'm pressing forward, that takes that power away from him. A lot of people are standing back here and they're fighting. But I don't want him to have the forward initiative. I want to steal that initiative from him. Or change it. So if he was this way, you see, I could change it over here. See, now you see how I've stayed together here. Now watch. You see my hands are like this? They look like they're on the outside. But he's crossed right here. So I've got this one trapped. I just don't have this one trapped. So I'm going to use the beggar hand here to get both of them. Hey, again, see? Hey. Hey. Now, those are just some of the things. I could teach a 2-day seminar on Shuto for real. You know, it's so versatile. It has so much promise in it that you could, this and a couple more moves, you could be a really adequate self-defense defender. You'd have a lot of skill that a lot of people don't even have after they learn 20 kata. Okay, because they don't know the basis of it. They don't understand the science behind it. And that's what you have to do. Does that help you at all, Les?
Yeah, it's good. That's good. Thanks, Steve.
And you're still alive.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
Unkilled by the teacher. That's very good. Hey, thanks for helping. We have a good time. I really appreciate you. And thank y'all. Look, if you want to get 2 free lessons, give us a call. There'll be some information down here, some graphics that'll show you. And I'll see you real soon inside the dojo. You do it. Shoot up. Lay it over. There you go. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Sound like this. Throw that blow. Now watch. Throw that blow. Throw another blow. Watch.